First opened way back in 1924, but renovated in 2002. There's a look inside venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Minnesota Vikings and the Chicago Bears. The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
Detroit! Detroit!
And on the ground they go with the running back. And right away, he lost the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. The rush defense stout on first down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
On play action, Allen. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that's caught inside the 35. It's a big-time play there for the Bears. 43 yards. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal.
Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. In for the score, and the Bears have taken the early lead. Well, these guys scored touchdown after touchdown in that win a week ago, so how do they come out this week? Same. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. On 1st and 10, it's Ryan. On the crossing route, complete. It's Cole. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now Ryan on 1st down. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12. Now the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. It's a gain of maybe 3, but it's going to leave him with still about 8 or 9 to go on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Ryan. And that's complete to Croft. That one goes for 24 yards.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
A first down carry by Elliott. And he stopped immediately there. Up from the secondary to make the tackle, Jalen Ramsey. Off the corner. Where'd he come from? Well, I guess he came off the corner, but really nice play.
I like when you're able to pose a question and answer it at the same time. That's exactly where he came from, but it's not something that you normally see. Most of the time, we're thinking about those guys covering pass catchers. In this case, he's a big factor in the run game. No gain.
On 2nd down, here's Ryan. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 24. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line. He's had it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
It's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept the pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he had made it all the way to the end zone. This week, he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but, boy, he's playing really well.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Daniil Hunter in there for the sack, and he's closing in on that all-time record. That's number 19 on the year. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Off the play fake. Hicks. He sets to fire deep. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up 3rd.
Well, you've got a receiver here who's got 1 touchdown already in this first quarter, and they were trying to double his pleasure there, wanting to continue to go to the guys already gotten into the end zone. But good coverage to make sure that this time it fell incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. He's going to sling this deep downfield. So they took a shot there on third down, couldn't get it. Now it's fourth.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
A good return there, call it 13 yards. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. And now out comes Minnesota. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And an alley to run. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue. So after a good run by Zeke, another 1st and 10. Throwing now, Ryan on 1st down. That is caught by the former Gator, Antonio Callaway. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. So 2nd in inches after that 1st down completion went just shy of the marker. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Give to Elliott. And he won't get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35 to the 34.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now Ryan on 2nd down. Drops it underneath to Elliott. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. So negative yardage, a loss of 3 on 2nd down, and that leads to a tough 3rd down call. From the shotgun, Ryan. Trying to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Anthony Brown. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
Flex round! Flex round!
On 1st and 10, Hicks. He rifles one that's intercepted. Quincy Wilson with the INT. They are in an interception mood on defense. Had 2 nice interceptions a week ago. Now 2 here in the first half.
Yeah, we call it ball hawking. And the only way to truly be good ball hawks is not guessing. It's not just simply anticipation. It's study and understanding what they like to do and beating them to the spot and creating big plays.
Well, they're watching the film, and it's working. Hit as he throws there, incomplete. Cooper was the target there, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, Elliott. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. 25 yards the pickup there, and also a 1st down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
First red zone chance now for the Vikings. It's 1st and 10 from the 12. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. A dump off to Elliott. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14. Now Ryan. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Antonio Callaway, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Vikings have tied it. They can grab the lead with a PAT. That's why you've got your star out there. Throw the ball to him. They did.
That's simply saying we don't care what coverage you put out there. He's so good. We're going there with the football anyway, and there's not a thing you can do about it.
Inside the red zone, they go to him. He gets it done. The punter Kaiser now out to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bears offense now gets set to head back onto the field. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync. Only way to play good defense.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Hicks. The Vikings after it, and they get there for the sack. Daniil Hunter in there for the 20th time this year as he continues what could be a record-setting season. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. From the gun, Hicks. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's 4th down. Here comes the Bears punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Taking it about the 36. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Vikings, they'll be set up well as they take over in great field position. 1st and 10. Good starting field position for the Vikings as they have it 1st and 10. The give is to Elliott. And he's got it across midfield and into Bear territory. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Two minutes to play here in the first half. We're back to Soldier Field following this short break. They'll pitch it out to Elliott. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things. But the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Ryan hit, and he lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
They'll try the sweep with Elliott. And he'll take this one down to the 36. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play. Now they'll throw it with Ryan. Looking middle, and that's complete. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. Ryan now 7 of 10 here in this first half, and he's got a 1st and 10. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. Tenth carry now for Elliott. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call.
So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And Hauschka's kick is good. And they bump the lead up to 4 now at 10-6. So they get the 3, increase their lead to close out the half.
Excellent way to end a drive. Go into the locker room with a little bit of extra momentum after adding 3 to their total.
Following the field goal on is the punter, Drew Kaiser, to kick it off. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. So we've reached halftime, an abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter 3. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The lake effect snow set to continue for the second half of action as we are back underway. Here's Khalif Raymond to return. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Hey, Tuesday.
On 2nd down, Ryan trying to lay one up deep. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's 3rd down.
He's got to be kicking himself right there. His team's already picked off 2 passes. That would have been the 3rd in the game. And, boy, they've really played well attacking the football.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Ryan. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Yeah, last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. That's taken on the 25. Big-time return there, 40 yards. And it'll be a short field for the Bears as they take over 1st and 10. So here are the Bears now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance really to set the tone here in quarter 3.
They can really take charge, can't they? And this is probably how it was drawn up at the half. I think we can go inside the locker room, all right? And I think we would see up on the grease boards, stop them defensively, get the ball back for the offense, and let's go downfield and score. Seems simple, right? The last part, we have to find out that's going to happen. But the first part worked to perfection. Did exactly what they wanted, and now their offense has to pay it off.
See if they can get the latter 50%. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10.
Flex round.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Hits. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. To throw on 3rd down. Hicks. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And a shot taken on 3rd down, unsuccessful. 4th down now.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Now we've got a field goal coming up here for Chicago. From the right hash, this from 53. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And that gets him back within a single point. It's now 10-9. So a decent drive there to start the 3rd quarter. They only salvaged 3 out of it, but they inch a bit closer.
Yeah, but still lots of time to go in this one. That's why you hear that clapping on the sidelines, right? Hey, got some points. As you said, inching their way back in. Time left to go out and get that victory.
And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. And now out comes Minnesota. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
They keep on the ground with Elliott. And the hole closes quickly. He gets it across the 35 to the 36-yard line. In on the stop that time, Terrell Basham.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Ryan. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. Terrell Basham in there to sack him for a loss of 6.
We are seeing 2 really confident defenses imposing their will on these offenses in this game.
Yeah, absolutely, going toe for toe. Just curious if one of these offenses can wake up a little bit.
Is there any way they can find something that can pop, something big to knock them back on their heels?
3rd and long, it's Ryan. And that is incomplete.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. The Vikings send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line.
Well, so much of playing quarterback in the snow comes down to trying not to do too much. You've got to just keep telling yourself, throws downfield we've run every day in practice all year. But guess what? They suddenly become more difficult. And this one gets away from him and winds up an interception.
After the interception, here's Ryan. Ryan hit, and he lost the football. But a Viking was able to corral this one, and Minnesota will keep possession. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
Let's go.
To throw on second down, Ryan. And that's off the mark, incomplete.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
The Vikings on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This will be third and a mile. From the gun, Ryan. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to fourth down.
Well, we quit counting yardage on that one, didn't we? That was truly third and a mile, wasn't it?
It was. I thought they might just go underneath, but they didn't. They wanted to get the first down there.
Yeah, they tried to pick up the huge chunk unsuccessfully. I'm with you. I would have tried to take some yardage just to gain some field position.
Officially, that'll be marked down as just a 28-yard punt. And it'll be 1st and 10 Bears from deep in their own territory. Onto the field now come the Bears. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football.
And that's caught inside the 35. And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25. A huge play there for Chicago. 57 yards. So that changes things in a big way. Now from all the way down inside the 30, here's 1st and 10. On first down, Hicks. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. Give him 9 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd and short. Looking to throw, Hicks. The former first-round pick, Vernon Hargraves, the one who was there defensively.
And we just saw another example. These cornerbacks have played tight coverage all game long. Might start wanting to think about a few double, triple move routes to try and shake their guys free.
You're right, they have had no room to breathe. A field goal would get them the lead, but that's not what they're shooting for as they come up on third down. From the gun on third down, Hicks. This will be caught at about the 6. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They'll look to throw again. Flushed out right. And he'll just throw this one over in the way of the security crew. Incomplete here. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides, where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
Looking to throw on second down. Hicks. He's got the lane, and there he goes. He's at the 50, 30, past the 20. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Brandon, we spent time with this team before the game, and there was never any indication that they did not like their kicker.
Well, it shows right now that they didn't like their kicker. Why didn't they just put it through the goalpost and take the lead?
That is going to be the question that has to be answered. I don't know about you, but I'm skipping my flight. I'm going to the post-game press conference to find out what they were thinking.
Instead of playing conservative, they go through the air, and what a stunning turn of events. Extra point through the snowflakes, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is taken at his 4. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And last time, decent field position through the pick six. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So that didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position and not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll check on his status when we get back. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. They go play action here on first down. Going deep downfield for Ross. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Malik Hooker. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. They start on the ground with Elliott. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. It'll be a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll also be the final play. Back now at Soldier Field. It's the Vikings in possession of the football and the lead. They'll be looking to add to that total as we begin quarter number 4. To throw on second down. Ryan. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. It's Matt Ryan, picked off by Logan Ryan. Intended that time for Cooper. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December.
Season of giving.
Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he throws.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. As his guys are in for 6. And now the Bears are within a 2-point conversion of tying up the game. And it was a tight window. He knew he had to rocket that thing in there. He got it done.
And when you're able to complete one like that, your confidence has to just go sky high. You just mentioned it. Tight window, zings it in there despite excellent coverage. Result, touchdown.
Back to throw. Hicks. And a failure to convert and tie the game. Now the pressure shifts back to the defense.
But I think it was the right play. I think it was the right call to try and tie the game there. Kick an extra point, you're still down 1. What's the sense? I like what they did.
This one taken from the 7. And a good effort on the return there. Gets them across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. They'll start the drive with Elliott. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. My music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. Ryan now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. They go back to Elliott. He's been busy. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. They go to Elliott again. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. The Vikings on 3rd down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. Here it's 3rd and 3.
22!
From midfield now, here's Ryan. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Nigel Bradham in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that'll lead to a 4th down. The Vikings send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And now the Bears coming out as they get ready.
Flex round! Flex round!
Throwing on 1st down. Hicks. He's going to float this one deep right side. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way down to the 37. It's a big-time play there for the Bears. 57 yards. On 1st and 10. Hicks. Try to drop one in, but it's incomplete.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, Johnson fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. Just a couple there on the 2nd down run. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8 situation.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. He's been big. 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a 1st down here. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
Here's Elliott. He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23.
Well, partner, Marvin, our #1 stats guy, just handed me a little card that says he has 97 yards on the ground today. You think he's going to get the ball again?
I think so. 3 away from that century mark. Got to have it.
Yeah, and I think what they're going to call is one of his favorite runs, whatever he feels comfortable with, and what the offensive line has executed well today to try and get him over 100 yards.
Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7.
Let's go.
Again, it's Elliott. And he'll take this one up close to the 25-yard line. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 5. And now the question everyone's wondering, look at the clock, late 4th quarter, do they put the ball in the air here on 3rd?
I don't. I run the football, and I tell my offensive line, no leakage up front. I want my running back hit as I hand the ball off to him. I don't want any type of an issue. But if I am going to throw it, quick throw, out to the perimeter, maybe one of my best receivers running a quick slant or something like that.
And this is going to be incomplete. Nigel Bradham, the linebacker, right there on the coverage.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
The Vikings send out their punter as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. He'll look to set up his blockers. And just a 30-yard punt that time. And the Bears take over. Meanwhile, in Nashville, they're on to the 4th quarter now. You saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. If they indeed win, it would be win number 9 on the season. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw, and that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Chicago. A big play there with touchdown number 3 here in this game and 17 now on the year. And the Bears have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter. Oh, this is blocked. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Raymond now on the return. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. They're down here in a 1-score game. But the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
They have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. A 20th carry here for Elliott. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
Back to throw. His throw incomplete. Cooper was the intended target, and it's 3rd down. 2-minute drills, they're significantly tougher.
And you don't have the margin where you can say, okay, I can allow for certain things and maybe check the same plays you would make if the elements didn't exist.
And that is incomplete. What a great sequence by this defense so far. They've given him nowhere to go with the football.
And they just have to make it stand up one more time because it appears that they've got their number. Can they not have a slip up here and allow the touchdown?
Down 4 late. Got to go for it here on 4th down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. He's going to let it fly. And it's knocked away and incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and it looks like the Bears are going to win the football game. The Bears offense now getting ready to take over. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet. And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about...
Totally over yet?
Not totally, but I think you're pretty much there.
Yeah, you still got to make sure you stay with it, do all the right things down the stretch, especially on defense. But that touchdown there, you've got to feel good about your chances.
The extra point up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 11. Raymond now on the return. And now out comes Minnesota. They can't do much at this point, partner. This one is going to go down in the loss column.
You don't make up for what has happened during the game in this sequence here. Maybe you hand it off and let someone run the ball if you so choose. But otherwise, just kneel down, call it a day, and try and prepare going forward.
39. Let's go.
Play action. It's Ryan. Ryan hit, and he lost the football. So they will set up shop. Excellent field position in the red zone at the 19-yard line. Holding on to the football becoming a little bit of an issue. He had 2 fumbles last week, remember.
I played for a guy that used to talk all the time about creating turbulence in the pocket, making the quarterback jumpy, make him antsy, keep getting after him a little bit, and make sure he thinks about holding on to the ball because you're going after him.
And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
Flex round! Flex round!
That one looks like he'll throw here. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. Artie Burns, former first-rounder, there to break that one up.
Let's give this defense some credit now. They let the guys get downfield, but when push came to shove, they stood their ground, and now they'll likely force a field goal attempt.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long.
Flex round!
On 3rd down, Hicks letting one go deep for the... And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Jaleel Adai. Past the 10 to the 11-yard line, and that's where the return stops. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. This is Elliott. And he'll take this for a short gain on what will prove to be the final play of this ball game.